Alrighty. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to a new series. This is a Yoga Foundations class, and we are starting a new series, Yoga for Running. So at the end of the day, it's still just yoga. It's all body yoga, but we will be paying special attention to some of those stretches that are particularly delicious for before or after a run. And in our Yoga Foundations class, we'll be dealing with a lot of the foundational stretches, and I'll give you lots of instruction along the way. So we're going to begin in a seated position. So come on down so we can get centered and ready for our class. As always, choose any comfortable seat. You can be on a pillow or blocks or a chair or cross-legged or even sitting on your knees. When you get there, sit tall, sit proud, big shoulder rotations, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down. Beautiful. Lift the chest, reach your arms out. Allow your shoulder blades to come together. This should feel amazing if you've been slouching a lot today. And then settle your arms, palms on your knees. And if it feels comfortable, softly close your eyes. Take a big inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Take another larger, deeper inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. Feel the shoulders melt away. And take your largest, fullest, deepest breath yet. Invite in as much air as you can into your lungs. Pause when you reach the top. And then forcibly exhale everything out. Continue to take long, slow, deep inhales and long, slow, complete exhales. Allow your attention to turn inward, focusing on the breath, how it feels, how it sounds. Allow it to enter through the nose, traveling down through the chest, all the way into the belly, feeling your abdomen expand, the whole torso. And as you exhale, feel everything softly collapse and deflate. I invite you to take this opportunity to set an intention for your class today. What would you like to focus on or get out of today's class? Just in case nothing is coming to mind, I do have an affirmation to offer you. I was born to enjoy life. I was born to enjoy life. What does that mean to you? I was born to enjoy life. Take one more deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open, coming back to the room around you. On your next inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift the chest, cactus the arms. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Right hand to left knee, left hand at the base of your spine. Inhale, center, and twist to the other side. Just warming up the spine. Inhale, center. Beautiful. Exhale, cat back. Round the spine, tuck your chin, push your vertebrae toward the back wall. Inhale, cow pose, seated cow pose. Look up, Roll the shoulders down and back, lifting the chest, arching the low back. Exhale, cat once again, just really warming up the spine in all directions to prepare us for our class and to prepare for a run if you were to be beginning a run after this. Alrighty, and then come to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Spread out all your fingers and press into the fingertips. Roll one ankle at a time, lifting up one ankle, rolling it one direction and then the other direction. Always important before a run is to warm up those ankles to prevent injury. Switch sides. Roll your ankle and the opposite direction. Beautiful. Step your right foot back and just press through your heel toward the back wall. Try to feel a nice stretch through the arch of your right foot and the calf of your right leg. Maybe gently rock forward and back to feel the stretch through the foot and the ankle and the calf. And then come back to your tabletop and the other leg. Press your left heel back, holding for a breath here, feeling the stretch in the back of your left calf, your left ankle, and the bottom of your left foot. Keeping those toes flexed, pushing the heel behind you. Beautiful. Maybe you rock back and forth a few times, just opening up that calf. Great job. Come back to your tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and walk your feet toward the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Allow your feet to be as far apart as what's comfortable for you. Maybe a little wider for a nice deep bend. Allow the spine to relax. Let the head and neck hang heavy. And on your next inhale, slowly roll up to the top. When you get to the top, reach your arms up. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So you can keep your feet hips width distance apart, but we're going to take turns lifting up one leg at a time. So if you have a wall and balancing feels a little challenging for you, feel free to grab onto something. Place your weight into your left foot. Big hip rotation. So what's really important before getting into a run is that your hips get mobility so you don't have tightness through the hips. Runners have a real opportunity to stretch out their hips before and after to increase that flexibility and not feel so stiff. Beautiful. Again, if balancing is a challenge, feel free to grab onto something or just wobble. That's okay. And then let's switch legs. So press down through the right foot, opening up through the hip on the left side. Nice and big, slow. Notice if you have any areas of tightness or pinching, moving so it doesn't hurt. We don't want to create discomfort. We just want to create some space. Both directions, switch sides or switch directions. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky again. Exhale, gentle back bend. It feels so good in the chest. Beautiful. Then come to the top of your mat once again. Keep your feet about hips width distance apart and take a big step back with your left foot. We're going to find warrior one. Take your left foot and plant the heel down. So your left foot will be at about a 45-degree angle and your heels might be in the same line or they might be on railroad tracks that are a few inches apart. So whichever feels best for your hips. Point both hips to the front of your mat. So if they're starting to open up to the side, maybe step in if you need to. Try to adjust both hips so they're pointing to the front of your mat. Shoulders and hips point forward. Reach your arm up to the sky. Now, once you're in warrior one, you might find that you can create some more space by tiptoeing your front foot a little further forward. You're going to feel this probably in the back of your left calf. Now arms can stay up or you can bring them down, or if you feel a little wobbly, you can place them on your hips. But let's hold warrior one for a moment to get a deeper stretch into the calves. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, take an even bigger step back to find warrior two. Now with warrior two, your back foot's parallel to the back wall, front toes are still pointing forward. We're gonna get deeper into that lunge. Front knee is still stacked over the front ankle. Hips now are at about a 45-degree angle. So they can change which angle they're facing, whatever feels most comfortable for you. All of our hips have a different preference in this posture. And try to go a little deeper. Now, if you do warrior one or warrior two rather a lot in class with me, then maybe you have a level that you stick to every time. What if you got a little deeper? Just to hold it for a minute. How does that feel in the thigh? How does that feel in the leg? Press down to the back of your left foot. Inhale, hold it here. Exhale, reprieve. Extend the front leg, arms come up. Exhale again, come back into your warrior two. Try to find that new advanced level, slightly deeper. And then practice reverse warrior. Reach your right arm to the sky. Keep that lunge, hold it here. You can do it. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg, give yourself a break. Windmill your hands down and frame your front foot and lift the back heel, coming into a low lunge. So again, feet can be hips width distance apart on railroad tracks. Now, if it feels okay to keep the back heel lifted, this is a more active low lunge. If this feels like a lot of strain, go ahead and lower that back foot down. Holding it here for a breath. We're going to find a low lunge twist. If you have a block, you're welcome to place it under your hand if that feels good. If you don't need it, that's okay too. Plant your left hand down. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Low lunge twist. So again, if this is a little too much, option to lower that back knee whenever you need to. Beautiful. Lower your hands down. Lower the back knee down, and we're going to walk our hands to the middle of our mat. Straighten both legs. Find a wide leg forward fold. Coming into a wide leg forward fold. Hold it here. Feel the different areas of the legs that are stretching in this pose. If this is a little too tight on the hamstrings, always an option to micro bend those knees. And as always, if the floor feels kind of far away, you can always place blocks right under your hand to make it a little bit more accessible. How does this feel in the back, in the hips, the back of the legs? Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, fold again. Beautiful. Walk your hands over to the right, keeping your toes where they are pointed. Bend the right knee and come into a side lunge. So feeling this along the inside of the left leg. Beautiful. Holding for a breath here. Kicking up those left toes if that feels okay. Inhale back through center, wide leg forward fold, and then walk your hands over to the left foot, bending the left knee, side lunge, right toes point up, feeling a good stretch along the inside of that right leg. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through wide forward fold, and then walk your hands all the way over to your left foot. Coming into our low lunge now, so pointing all the toes to the back of your mat. Same options apply here. You can keep the back foot lifted. You can bring your blocks with you if you used them before, or you can lower that back knee whenever you're ready. Plant your right hand down on the mat or on a block. Inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. Low lunge twist. Try to open up through the left shoulder. See how this feels. If this is too much in the back and shoulders, option just to grab the left hip and peel that left shoulder open. Beautiful. Lower all hands down and make your way back up to a warrior one. So let's take a step in with our back foot, just enough so the back foot can come flat on the mat. Let's check our heels. Maybe they're in a line. Maybe they're a couple inches on railroad tracks. When you're ready, rise all the way up. Check that your hips are pointing to the back of your mat now. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Find your arm variation of choice. Arms up, maybe at your hips, maybe a heart center, wherever feels good for you. And after we hold this for a moment, let's see if we can get a tiny bit deeper. So let's maybe walk our front toes forward just to intensify the stretch in the back of our right calf while keeping the back foot sealed on the mat. Keep those shoulders lifted, stacked over the hips. Beautiful. And when you're ready, let's take that wider stance now and find warrior two. So front left heel draws a line to the middle of your right foot. Nice wide, proud warrior two arms. And just like we did on the last side, let's see if we can get a little deeper into that lunge. Let's see if we can really push ourselves to the limit and expand our warrior two. Let's hold this, we can do it. Squeeze everything in toward the midline. Sink those hips a little lower. Press down to the back of your right foot. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Give yourself a little break. Exhale just one more time. Let's dig into that warrior two. Get low, low, low. How low can you go? Reverse warrior. Keep the legs. Lift the left hand to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, warrior two. You got it. Exhale, windmill your hands down and come back to a tabletop. Those legs should be feeling it now. You are ready for a run, or you just had one and it feels amazing. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the belly, lift the tailbone and your shoulders. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. All right, come down to your seat. Now for this next section, I have 3 poses that I'm going to show you. All of them are basically different options for the same stretch within your hips, but you're going to pick one that feels better for you. One's going to feel better than the others. So I'm going to give you 3 options. We're going to start with one option to follow me and do all 3, or when you find your favorite option, just to stay there. Alrighty, so the first pose is going to be half pigeon, and we'll start that on the right side. So come to your tabletop, hands and knees down. Walk your right knee behind your right wrist and your right toes point towards your left wrist. Now your right shin is going to be at an angle that is unique to you. It's somewhere between 90 degrees and 0 degrees. Walk your left foot back, get a little deeper into your half pigeon. If this is extremely uncomfortable on the knees or the hips, go ahead and come out of it and you'll see the next option in just a moment. If you're with me, walk your hands back. Feel this deep stretch in your hips. Roll your shoulders down your back. As always, you can have blocks under your hand. That's a great option there too. Look up, lifting through the chest, active half pigeon. And then walk your hands forward, find reclined half pigeon. You can keep your palms down, lower all the way to your forearms or your forehead, or use the blocks to create a level that feels good. Beautiful. When you're ready on your inhale, slowly come up out of your half pigeon. If that felt good, you're welcome to stay there. But if you'd like to see the other variations, then roll down to your right buttock, and we're going to find our 90-90 or 45-45. So this is a slightly less intense version of that stretch, and you're going to get a stretch still through the hips. Keep your right shin parallel to the side of your mat. It's okay if it's a little closer or a little further away, but that's sort of our baseline. Your knees are going to create a 90-degree angle or maybe a 45-degree angle, somewhere in between, wherever it feels best for your hips and knees. Mine's like 60 degrees, I don't know. Walk your hands to frame your front knee, and then walk your hands forward as much as it feels comfortable. So walk your hands forward. You can come all the way down on your forearms once again, or use blocks to create a custom level. See how this feels through the hips and the back of that right glute and hamstring. Again, if this is extremely uncomfortable, go ahead and back out of it. Either go back to half pigeon, or I'll show you a third option in just a moment. Inhale, come on up. And for our third option, we're going to go all the way down to our back. So come all the way down to your back. Keep your feet flat on the mat. Walk your heels back towards your glutes. Take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee. Option to stay right here if you feel a good stretch. If you'd like to go deeper, lift that left foot off the mat, shin parallel to the ground. And to go even deeper, grab the back of your left thigh to draw your right knee closer toward you. You'll feel this again in the hips and the right glute, right hamstring. Find the level that feels good, where you're getting a good stretch but not causing any pain. So those are 3 different variations of stretching similar areas, and you can find the one that feels best for you and know which level feels good. Beautiful. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and come on out of this side. Bring your left foot down, bring your right foot down, and then let's just cross sides. Bring your left ankle to your right knee. Lift the right shin, if that feels good on this side. Option to grab the back of the right thigh for a more intense stretch. And if you've decided this is the variation you like, option to stay right here. But if you'd like to go back through the other 2 poses, slowly come on out, bring both feet down, roll yourself back up to a seat, and we'll practice 90-90 on the other side. So our left shin, left knee will be forward. Our right foot will be along our side. Again, find the angle that works best for your knees and hips. There's no perfect angle there. Frame your left knee with your hands and walk your hands forward. Stop when it starts to feel good. Holding this for a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Again, option to stay right here, or if you'd like to go back to half pigeon on the left side, plant your hands down, come back to your tabletop. Come to our neutral starting position, and then place your left knee behind your left wrist. Walk your left toes toward the right wrist, find the angle that feels best, and then walk your right foot back to deepen the stretch through your knees, through your hamstring and your glutes. Let's start with active half pigeon. Walk your hands back to your hips. Option to have blocks again. Inhale, take a big breath in, roll the shoulders down your back. And exhale, reclined half pigeon. Walk your hands forward, find the level that feels good. Option to stay up on the palms, come down to the forearms, or use your blocks to create a level in between. Let's hold this for a couple more breaths. Beautiful. Slowly come on up out of it. And then let's return to our tabletop. So no matter what position you were just in, join me here in tabletop. From tabletop, bring your big toes together and widen your knees as much as what's comfortable for you. Sink your hips back into a child's pose. Walk your hands forward and rest your forehead on the mat. Child's pose is a great stretch for the torso, the back, even the hips and thighs and knees. All muscles that you'll use during your run, so it'll feel great before or after the run. Now, if this is a little too intense on the back, option to bring your knees closer together and round the spine more. See how that feels. If you'd rather feel this stretch deeper in the hips and thighs, then keep those knees nice and wide and allow your torso to lengthen in between the thighs. Feel the back lengthen and stretch longwise. Beautiful. Now, option to stay here for the remainder of class. You can allow this to be your resting posture if this feels good. You can also choose to flip over to your back and enjoy Shavasana if you prefer to end class that way. I'll give you another couple of breaths here for your preferred final resting posture. Take one more deep inhale here, filling the lungs. And exhale, sigh it out. Whatever position you're in, slowly make your way to a seat. I invite you to keep your eyes closed during this transition. Slowly make your way to your preferred seated position. And when you get there, root down through your sit bones. And once again, sit tall, sit proud. As you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, bring your palms together, and lower your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. May we look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center, our space of introspection and reflection. May we be the change we wish to see in this world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light. And exhale to share that with the world. Namaste.